Peace and blessings. This is Unplug 'em, live and on location in Detroit City. Tonight is January 22nd, 2014. The entity known as American Idol is shooting a show from Detroit. And these are my thoughts on it. Now, by now, you've probably seen my exposés on the songwriter's secret, which is the big secret behind the the bigger secret that I believe that's now being less and less of a secret in these last days and times, and that is that Lucifer, the so-called God of this age, the prince of the power of the air, the prince of this world, is also the king and ruler of the music business, and it has been for some time. It is truly not indeed a business, but it is a mind control program. Just like the dope game is not really a business, it is a government controlled program. And so is the music business, a government controlled program. This is where you get the similarities between the two and why they are both being called the game, especially by people like Pac, who had experience or knowledge of both. So this game that they call music, it's being used to sell people dreams and to catch up those who have a music ministry, a natural gift from the Most High. A gift is one thing, a talent is another. You can be taught a talent or a skill, but a gift comes from the Almighty God. And those who have the gift are often persuaded, confused, and fooled into joining this mind control program, this government mind control program that people believe is an industry or a business. So now you find it coming to the fair city of Detroit, where many of you have been bombarded by things in the news that depict my city as a place of desolation and depression, of doubt and lack, and of fear and violence and hopelessness. Well, how ironic that they would bring this American Idol fiasco, this mind control program, this leg of the bigger mind control program. They would bring it here to try to mine people's sorrows for your entertainment. And I am in direct opposition to that, and I pray that Yah take vengeance upon those who would try to make fun or make light of the poor. Psalms 2. The kings of this earth do set themselves together against the poor and against the anointed of Yah. And the kings of the earth are who is truly behind the music business, not the peons who are sent into ghettos all around the world and inner cities all around the world to try to recruit rappers and R&B singers, and not the R&B singers and rappers themselves. They are people who were, by and large, caught up in a whirlwind of something they never expected to be so deep. They just wanted to sing. They just wanted to rap. So here, as American Idol is sweeping the nation and actually is doing what it advertised to do, which I was actually surprised of, and actually creating American Idols. An idol is another name for a god. It is written that you shall have no false idols. You shall have no other gods before the one true and living. So there is a spiritual application also to this mind control program, because you see the original lie of Lucifer, who wanted to be a star, the first who wanted to be a star, because he said in Isaiah, the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 14, that he will be like the Most High. He will lift himself up above the throne of the Most High. And this is the spirit that people join the music industry and Hollywood, wannabes go out there to Hollywood for, because of the same spirit. It is a deceptive spirit, but it is the original Luciferian spirit, the belief that one could be as God or greater than God themselves. And that's why many times you hear artists blurt that type of blasphemy out, such as the Beatles, John Lennon saying that the Beatles were bigger than Jesus himself. So this is an exalting of self, and it has to do with lifting oneself up, stepping out of the permissive will of Yah, even when it's better to be in the perfect will. The permissive will of Yah is the milk, if the perfect will of Yah is the meat. And permissive is when you're being permitted to do certain things, and God is still yet with you. When you want to go to the next level of things, you get the next level of things, and you go into the perfect will. But that will be for another lesson. So For those who are unaware, do take heed of the songwriter's secret, because it may help you look at music in another way and in another shape and form and fashion is how it needs to be made by those of you who truly have the gift of God and who are anti-Luciferian. If you do believe and understand that there is a faction akin to the myth or the mythological belief that there's some secret power behind everything, not that it's not true. A myth does not have to be a lie. But it is indeed a tall tale, and it's so tall that some don't understand it, and some are just so boggled and fearful of it, and so boggled by it that they want to ignore it rather than tackle it and take it head on. But it is true, and I've given some tales on my channel, some personal tales of my own exploits in the music business, and locally here in Detroit, and also different things that have come my way through researching for over 20 years. All things Illuminati. And I've understood now that it is indeed a trick and a trap to try to get one distracted and unfocused, and then to redirect your focus toward a dream, and to keep you in a dream state instead of living in the reality of the day, the present, the gift of right now. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and wind this up. I just wanted to speak on that, as I saw that that entity was indeed coming here to mine the soul of a place that has been forgotten by and large by a great many, and the way that it is reminded or kept on the mind, the way that they keep it in mind these days is, of course, in a very negative light, and as a premonition for the destruction and fall of America as a whole. When a machine fails, the first thing that seizes up to ensure that the machine won't work no more would be the motor. So the Motor City was first attacked in this economic false flag terror attack, economic terror. So and thus economic abuse, another form of abuse is born, because you will see how people are abused when their economics, when their employment situation, when their education is not up to snuff. Those people are more easily abused and taken advantage of. And what you're going to see and hear while they're here in Detroit for the idol, you're going to hear a lot of tales of sorrow and tear-jerking tales, and they're going to be taking advantage of a lot of people. And we here in the town are going to hear tell of everybody who was paid money to say stuff that ain't true, like they always do, like they do on the Pawn Shop Show. Please believe it and know that all that stuff don't really be going on like that. They pay them people extra money to extra clown. So you can bet the same thing is going to happen for American Idol. So just don't believe the hype, because we're not that tight. And please believe that the Detroit Lions of Judah are in full effect. We ain't buying it. Shalom.